Hello, everyone, and welcome to our little session about star clippers. My name is Elena. For those of you who are watching in live, thank you for joining, and for those who are watching the recording, get ready because we're gonna blow your mind a little bit with a product that we feel very passionate about. We had the privilege, Lisa and I, and I'm gonna pass it on to Lisa in a minute, had the privilege of doing a star clippers sailing in December in the Caribbean. And I had not a ton of knowledge about what to expect. And I have to tell you, and I'm relatively well traveled, that it's in my top three of my favorite experiences of all time. It is very unique. If you think you know and you've never experienced it, if you think you know, you don't until you actually experience it. Um, it is majestic elegance. I like to use that little phrase. It was the experiences, the places that we saw were incredible. The experiences on board were bar none amazing. It's a simple elegance. It's not like the way I'm dressed now with my tank top is how you can basically live your life on board while you're there. In the evening, you snazz it up a little bit, but it's nothing stuffy, but it is elegant in terms of service. The level of service is bar none one of my favorites, and it's the attention to detail is extraordinary. It truly is. Life on board, which Fernanda will share with us. Fernanda's here in the corner. She's our business development manager for Star Clippers, and she will get into the nitty gritty about the product and about the sailings. But I just wanted to share that something like this, if you are well traveled, if you're not, this is a very different and unique and extremely enjoyable experience. And so I'm going to pass it on to Lisa to share a little bit about what we experienced back in December, and then Fernanda will take it away with some information about the product itself.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining and taking this time out of your evening. We really appreciate it, and I think you're going to be happy that you did. I just wanted to show some pictures here while I am speaking because I feel like this is really it gives you a gist of what we experienced. This is kind of these are pictures from when we were on board, when Ellen and I were on board. In December. So, I mean, if I was to think about, if you can kind of get the idea of the type of feeling that you have when you're on board. If I was to think about this experience, I think the biggest theme I would say would be unique. Everything about it is unique and just so personal. The crew, which is a 1 to 2 ratio crew. Day two, they knew you by first name. I would step out of my cabin and I would see somebody and they would say, "Oh, good morning, Lisa," and I was totally shocked by how they would know my name by day two. The food was phenomenal. I mean, there's Michelin chef level cuisine on board. And I think that the biggest thing that I could say about this entire trip was that I experienced goosebumps on so many occasions because it was just such a impactful experience. You'll see one image on the to the left here in the middle, where it was an evening, and every night they would do a sail away, and the sail away was everybody would come on board on the top, and they would do this whole ceremony with raising the sail so that they could start sailing for the evening. So overall, it was just unique. I have to say, it was a great time. The crew is amazing. The food, everything about it. The itinerary that we happened to do was really nice as well. I mean, we went to countries that were very obscure to a couple islands that, Antigua, a little bit more well versed in terms of tourism. So another thing that you want to keep in mind, and that I learned on this, is that we spoke to a lot of the guests on board, and a lot of them, the percentage of repeat guests is really high, above 50%. So the people that are on board, there are people that are repeat guests, but on top of it, there are a lot of people that do back-to-back sailings. So they would be on a sailing for a week, and they would say, "Yeah, we're all good. We're going for our next one, a next week for the second sailing." So it's a lot of the people on board were, if they loved it and they would go back. And they do go back. They're pretty loyal. They don't like the big crowds with the big cruise ships. So this is just it's a very specific niche, and it was a very pretty amazing experience. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Fernanda. Fernanda Sarubi is, Elena mentioned, she's our business development manager here in Canada, and honestly, just an overall spectacular human being. She is a wealth of knowledge, knows her product, and again, just a great person. So I'll turn it over to Fernanda and let you take it away.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much, Lisa and Elena, for the opportunity. So happy to be here today and share more about this experience because this is definitely not a typical cruise. This is a unique way of traveling. So if you're a person that is well traveled or not, if you're looking for something different, if you want to see the world in a different way, you found the right product because Star Clippers is a family. So that feeling that we talked about it, so that's why Lisa shares so many past passengers is actually over 60% of the guests repeat within the first year. So we're sure that you're going to get in love with it and keep coming back and exploring our itineraries. But before we get started, I have a quick video to share with you that shows more a little bit about the Star Clippers experience. So please enjoy the ride. So I don't know about you, but I'm always ready to go after I watch this video. So let's talk about what Star Clippers is all about and what makes us so uniquely different and unrivaled. So first of all, you've seen those are not typical cruises. This is a sailing vessel. So this is authentic sailing, and we currently have three beautiful tall ships in our fleet. The largest one is the Royal Clipper that you can see on the left-hand side. She's actually in the Guinness Book as the biggest tall ship of its kind in the world. So it's a massive tall ship. And we also have two smaller ones, the sister ships, the Twin Stars, Star Clipper and Starflyer. A little bit smaller than the Royal, but still massive sailing vessels. And it's all about the experiences. So everybody is looking for a different experience, and those are actual working sailing vessel. So you're going to see most of the crew doing the work every single day and night. And we offer unique sailing activities on board that I'm going to share with you very soon. The itineraries, this is something that is very special for us because we create the itineraries with wind charts, okay? So the idea is to use the power of wind, the wind propulsion, as much as we can. So first of all, we say we were green before green was a trend. So sustainability is very important to us, a softer footprint on the environment. And we go to places that the big ships cannot go. We are able to create unique itineraries, mixing very famous destination with less known places as well. And always we try to avoid the crowd. So we know, for example, in Europe, summertime is going to be busy. So of course we are going to Santorini or Venice or Dubrovnik, for example. But we also combine with less known ports that you can really enjoy the destination. The crew, well, Lisa mentioned, and for me, that's the most spectacular part about the product because we are nothing without them. They do such an amazing job. It's a personalized and friendly service on board. Most of them, they've been working with Star Clippers for so long. They're passionate about it. And the kind of service is really amazing because with Star Clippers, you're not a cabin number. You are a person and they will know your first name, your favorite drinks, and things like that. So it makes you feel very special. And it is a family because once you come back, they're going to see yourself again and welcome you on board. They have a memory that is really unbelievable. Food, another very important topic, and I can guarantee you're gonna dine very well with us. We have an international cuisine with Michelin trained chefs. There's actually 6 meals per day. So yes, we have early breakfast, lunch, snack in the afternoon, dinner, and midnight snack. Breakfast and lunch is a buffet. It's a very rich buffet with a lot of options, and dinner is a la carte dinner. So there's options for everybody. It's one dining room that can accommodate all the guests at the same time, and of course, we change the menus every single day. In terms of the experience, a lot of people, they see our ships, they say, wow, it looks amazing, but I'm afraid to get seasick because it's a small ship. And let me explain you something. Tall ships, they're a little bit different because they sit very deep in the water and we cut through the waves. So we follow the wind. We go backward and forward like a rocking chair. And this movement actually calms our inner body. What can make people sick is when you go side to side. So a lot of people, they get seasick in big ships and they do not get seasick in smaller ships. However, Mother Nature is changing so much. So like I said, we build our itineraries with wind charts, but sometimes there's a different type of wind, there's a different weather. So I always recommend to bring your own medication, but most likely you're not gonna need them, okay? It's a very smooth sailing. And it's really like your own private yacht. And who doesn't want that, right? So there's no lines, no crowds, very few decisions. Very easy to get in and out port. If you go, for example, for the day in the Caribbean, you go to the beach, you take your tender back to the ship, have lunch, and go back to the beach. So there's really no crowds, and that's really makes a difference in your vacation. So we are going to focus today in the Starflyer, which is the ship that is featuring this group trip in January next year. But like I said, we have 3 ships in total. So the biggest one is the Royal, this one, the Starflyer, and the Star Clipper. They are twins, so exactly the same. So you can see here, it's a beautiful ship, the size of a football field, end zone to end zone, so 379 feet. We have 16 sails in total and over 36,000 square feet of sails. So that's a lot of sails. And every night when we do the sail away, like Lisa mentioned, it's a very special moment because we have a special lighting, special music, and you feel like you're a pirate and you're going to get to your next hidden cove. It's really, really special. Only 83 staterooms, so it's a small ship experience, and 80 crew members, which means almost 1 crew per cabin. That's why we can guarantee such an amazing and personalized service on board. So you can see here, people sometimes they're afraid, oh my God, what can I do in a tall ship? Is there anything? Yes, so we actually have 2 swimming pools on board. A lot of place to relax, read your book, enjoy a cocktail, enjoy the view. And inside, it's a very elegant ship. So you can see here, the decor is what we call nautical chic. So you're gonna see a lot of mahogany, navy colors, and really it feels like it is a very elegant ship. We have the piano bar as well, and we have live music every day, which is really nice. And here's the tropical bar, which is really the heartbeat of the ship. So where you're gonna meet for excursions, where you meet for a glass of wine or a cocktail before dinner, and after dinner as well, where it's gonna happen all the entertainment on board. We have also a very elegant library. So we have books in English, French, and German, which are the three official languages on board the Star Clippers. So you can just, if you need to work or just relax or play a game or whatever, you can always come to this library. And there's AC every time you're inside. So sometimes when it's really hot outside, that's a great place to relax as well. Very nice dining room. So like I said, all the meals will happen here, and we can accommodate all the guests at the same time. So there's no specific time until 10 p.m. and dinner will be served. In terms of the cabins, so that's another question as well, but you always have an ocean view. And now moving on to life on board. And for me, that's the most exciting part, because what can you do in a tall ship that you cannot do in a regular cruise? So first of all, this is my favorite spot, is that in a cruise, in a regular, is what makes the difference. Very special when you're in a tall ship, so you can actually learn a lot. And this is very nice to have this open bridge policy. If you're brave enough, twice or three times in a week, it depends on the weather, it is complimentary, and it's a great way to see the ship, of course, and also the surroundings. Like I said, you can relax at the bowsprit, and we include all the water sports. So here you see the Royal Clipper, and that's one of the differences. The Royal Clipper has this marina platform. The two smaller ones, they don't have it, but we also include all the water sports, and you can use them from the shore. So we have kayaking, stand-up paddle, snorkeling, water skiing, and a small sailing vessel as well. So those water sports, they're all complimentary. So when you're having a beach day, for example, the sports team will be there, and you can use those toys as well. We have in the morning exercise in a tall ship. No, you don't have to. If it's your vacation, your pace, you can watch them, have your cocktail and watch them do the work. But if you want to get involved, you're welcome to do so. Okay. There's also one thing that I mentioned about the food. So one restaurant, but every itinerary, one day, we have a very special lunch. So a deck lunch, which is really nice. It's a great buffet, and you actually have an opportunity to eat outside and talk to other people. And it's a great way, great food as well. And it's a different place in the ship that we can have lunch. During the night, so after dinner, I told most of the people, they come back to the tropical bar, and we have what we call a soft entertainment on board. So in a lot of itineraries, it's nice that we try to bring local people on board to immerse yourself into the destination. So for instance, here in the Caribbean, we bring a steel band, a very nice steel band, by the way. They do an amazing job. We had the opportunity to watch them last December. So we bring them on board, and they perform a show only for us. So it's really nice. They came on board, they stay for like an hour and a half or so, and it's a beautiful performance. So every night in the Caribbean, we have that. In Europe, when we're sailing in the Mediterranean, it depends. So when we're in Turkey, for example, we bring a Turkish dance. In Italy, we have a special performance as well. So we try to bring those locals on board to immerse yourself into the destination. Other than that, we create some special nights, what we call the theme nights. So of course we have a pirate night. It is a tall ship, right? So you're welcome to bring your gear, and some people do get dressed, and we do a lot of activities as well. And my favorite one, it is the white night. So we invite everybody to wear a white outfit. Everybody comes on deck, and we do a beautiful night out. So dancing under the stars. We change the colors of the sails. It's a really, really beautiful night, and we do it in every single itinerary as well. And of course, a lot of sunrises and the sunsets. So those for me are the best time to enjoy, and it's very special to watch them in a sailing vessel. Here I have a quick quote that I would like to share with you. This is actually on our Facebook page, but I couldn't agree more with this guest. He goes, "There's truly no experience as thrilling as a clipper ship voyage. The sail away is magical. The food is awesome, staff fabulous. Once you've sailed on a Clipper, you will never go back to the big ships. Sailing's for your heart and soul. So really, it is for your heart and soul, and that's why people keep coming back because it's a great feeling to be on board. So now we are going to talk about this beautiful itinerary that Elena and Lisa they've picked for next year. So if you want to skip the winter in January, late January, so January 3rd until February 7th, they've picked this amazing itinerary in the Star Flyer, sailing out of St. Martin. Okay, so it's a round trip from St. Martin. It's a 7-night itinerary, and we are going to stop in several places, several islands, including Anguilla, BVI, St. Kitts, St. Barth, and then back to St. Martin. So it's a great way to enjoy the Caribbean. You're going to realize those places, especially the BVI, those are places that usually people go on yachts, right? So small ships. So it's a very special itinerary. Big ships, they cannot go in these places that is in this itinerary, okay? If you're not available on those dates, do not worry, because just for you to know, from November to March, we sail in the Caribbean and in Central America. So we have one ship, which is the Star Flyer, sailing out of St. Martin. We have another ship sailing out in Costa Rica and Panama, so Central America, and another one sailing out of Barbados. Okay, so that's another possibility in the Caribbean. So from November to March, winter time, and then summertime from April to October, we sail in the the Mediterranean. All the way, we have itineraries all the way from Portugal to Turkey and everything in between. So Spain, France, Italy, Croatia, Montenegro, so many different places. And again, we go to places that the other ships do not go. So if you would like to learn more about the other itineraries, please reach out to Lisa and Elena, and they can help you with that. But today we're going to focus on this itinerary, which is called the Treasure Islands, in late January, so January 3rd to February 7th. So just, I don't know if you're familiar with St. Martin. St. Martin is definitely one of my favorite islands in the Caribbean. It's very interesting because it's such a small territory. The north part belongs to France, which is Saint-Martin. And the south part, it belongs to, is a Dutch, right? So St. Martin. And it's very nice because it's one trip and a lot of experiences, because you're close to Anguilla, close to Saint Barthélemy, Saint Barth, and also there's so many islands around. If you want to do snorkeling, for example, and even diving, there's Saba, which is really nice, and you have Tantamar Island, which is amazing as well. There's so much to do. And we start this trip in St. Martin. Embarkation, it starts at 4 p.m. and we leave at 10 p.m. So you actually have a full day. And in a cruise, if you're doing a cruise, we always recommend to arrive at least one day before. So spend the night into the destination. If something happens, if there's any delays in the plane, right, the ship cannot wait for you. So we always recommend to arrive at least one day prior. And St. Martin is such a special place. There's so much to do, so you're not going to regret to spend some time before or after this cruise. But we leave at 10 p.m. That's the time of departure. Day two. So our first stop would be Anguilla. So Anguilla, you've seen, it's very close to St. Martin. It belongs to the UK, and it's really a paradise. Those are really amazing beaches. It is a free day, so time at leisure. We have the whole afternoon, so from 12 to 5 p.m. you're gonna be there. You can use all the water sports, like I mentioned. It's going to be on shore with the sports team. So it's a great island to enjoy, not overcrowded, and a very, very beautiful place. Day three, we're sailing in the BVI. So that's definitely the highlight of this trip, the BVI. So we are going to stop in several islands, the British Virgin Islands. This first one, the White Bay. So from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., we once again have a full day there for you to enjoy. Again, barefoot paradise, very popular destination for yachts. So you're going to see a beautiful, beautiful yachts there. And we always say we like to be the biggest yacht in the harbor because that's the experience that you're having. Okay. Time at leisure again, beach time. You can always come back to the ship to have lunch, to relax, and then go back to the beach. Okay, there's going to be tenders, so smaller ships available for you all day long to come back to the ship and come back and go to the beach. Okay. And at night, so from 6 p.m. Until 11:30 p.m., we're gonna be in another spot, so Tortola in BVI. And again, very beautiful place, surrounded by small mountains. It's a very feeling of peace and serenity. And again, time at leisure to enjoy this paradise. Day four, we are also in the BVI, but another spot. So we have a morning sailing through Sir Francis Drake Channel. So it's a really, really nice place. Beautiful from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to be in this island. So there's a famous pirate novel called Treasure Island. That's why this itinerary it's called Treasure Islands. Okay. So again, Star Clippers will drop you off on a jetty where you can walk to the beach and you enjoy your time at leisure. Day five, it's my favorite stop in this itinerary. So the Spanish town, the Virgin Gorda, it's also on BVI. And it's a special day because in the morning we are there. So the famous baths that you can see here. And there's also an excursion available. So the excursion is called the baths. Please note the excursions are not included. So if you want to explore on your own, you're welcome to do so. If you would like to take an excursion, you can do that. So some ports, they are time at leisure, and some ports, they offer excursions for you. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not. And in the afternoon, we have Captain's Bath. So it's a very special beach that is Captain's favorite that you're going to spend the whole afternoon. So from 2:30 to 5 p.m. And this day is also very special because we have a different type of lunch. So lunch will be served at the beach. So it's a barbecue at the beach. So we bring everything to the beach, amazing lunch for you guys. And so one day, like I said, we do on deck. The other days we do in the restaurant downstairs. And also this day, the day 5 of this itinerary, we do a very nice barbecue at the beach. Definitely a highlight as well. Day 6, we are going to St. Kitts. So we are going to be in different places there from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. To midday, sorry. We're going to Basse-Terre. And in the afternoon to South Friars Bay. Okay, so 2 different places. St. Kitts was the first successful colony in the British West Indies. It's very colorful, so those typical houses, very colorful. And there are 2 excursions available. So if you would like to take an excursion, there's the St. Kitts Scenic Rail Tour and also the Essential St. Kitts Tour. So if you would like to learn more about the excursions, please reach out to Lisa and Elena, and they can send all the information to you. In day 7, that's also one of my favorite stops. It is Saint-Barth. So Saint-Barthélemy, which is a French island, so it belongs to France. Very chic, very snobby actually, because a lot of rich people, they have amazing villas there, beautiful yachts. But it's a great place just to walk around, enjoy nice restaurants. There's so many great restaurants, cafes, nice boutiques as well, small boutiques, design boutiques. It's a great place to enjoy the beaches as well. We have several types of beaches and beach clubs as well, very famous. So it's really, there's a lot to do in Saint-Barth. And what I like the most about this stop is that we spend literally the whole day there. So from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can actually enjoy Saint-Barth at night. You can have dinner in the ship and come back and really enjoy the destination day and night. And there's also one excursion available. So sailing the leeward coast of St. Barth, that's a great way to see the coast and all the beautiful beaches that St. Barth has. So again, very nice stop, and I really recommend you to spend a lot of time there because there's really a lot to see. And then day 8, it's time to come back. Everything has an end, unfortunately. So disembarkation starts at 7 a.m. So you do have, if you have a flight the same day, it's totally possible to come back the same day. Or if you want to stay longer in St. Martin, like I said, there's so much to do. You're welcome to stay longer. And I'm sure Lisa and Elena can take care of a nice post cruise for you. Okay, so I don't know if you probably have seen this picture before. So the St. Martin Airport is very famous. This is a famous beach called Maho Beach. So a lot of tourists, you can see here, people taking picture because actually the plane is very, very close to the beach. It's a nice touristic place, and there's a nice cafe there that you can take nice pictures and enjoy your cocktail. So this full itinerary, Treasure Islands, like I said, 7 nights, 8 days. We have a very special discount, a group discount for this itinerary. So we are offering 8% group discount if you book between categories 2 to 6. So you can see here on in the bottom of this slide, so from the owner suite, which is the biggest cabin, until the category 6, those are the prices per person. Everything is in Canadian dollar, okay? Includes all the taxes and in the port charges, okay? The only thing that you should add to this is the gratuities, okay? We recommend $15 Canadian per person per day. That's what we recommend for gratuities. In terms of the cabins, so there are different categories, like I mentioned, and you can see here more details. So what is going to change, the size a little bit, but not much, is more about the location in the ship. So on the left-hand side, you can see the deck plan, and I'm sure Lisa and Elena can share with you as well, and they can explain the difference between the categories, okay? But it's really a great opportunity. So on top of that, so you are gonna add 8% discount if you're booking between categories 2 to 6. Important thing, small ship, which means a small inventory. So if you're interested in taking part of this trip, we gotta act quick because we do sell out. So a lot of repeaters, people book in advance. It's time to think about winter time. You don't want to be in the cold, you want to be in the Caribbean. That's the best time to book and to get the best cabins available. More than half of the ship is already sold, so we still have a few cabins left, but not much, so you have to act quick. How do you book? There is a $500 Canadian per person deposits, okay? So you can reach out to Lisa and Elena, and they can take care of the deposits for you, and they can hold a cabin for you. And final payment is only 90 days prior to sailing, so you still have time until final payment, okay? So I would just want to say thank you everyone for your attention, and welcome aboard. Welcome to the Star Clippers family. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you, and come sail away with us. We can't wait to welcome you on board. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Fernanda. She was going through her presentation, for those of you who joined a little later, welcome, by the way. Lisa and I are texting each other, and like we're reminiscing about our time there in December. The itinerary was slightly different, obviously, but it was that particular vessel. And it is an extraordinary experience, and it does give you goosebumps because it's very unique and very it's indescribable. You really do have to experience it in order to truly understand it. So if anyone has any questions, we're going to open up the floor to questions now. And if you don't, and again, for those of you who missed a little bit of the presentation, it is being recorded, so I can share that with you so you can get all of that, or we can just have a call and talk about details. But does anyone have any questions about this particular group, about Star Clippers overall for Fernanda, or just about interest in another time period, anything at all? Please unmute yourself and feel free to share. Don't be shy. I'm going to take your silence as that you guys are in, deposits are on their way, and we're all going on this trip together because, so I've traveled with Linda, who's in the far right-hand corner of my screen, and I know you're full of adventure. You will love this. Like, for Sylvia there in the center, I mean, Saint Martin is a second home to you, and you know what that's all about. And to have like a little bit of something different to do while you're there to extend it a little bit, I think it's something seriously to consider. And for Jerry and Lisa there on the left, I mean, guys, like it's it's totally up your alley. So, um, but anyway, just no, in all seriousness, does anyone have any specific questions, either for Fernanda or for Lisa and myself, about the sailing, about the group, about anything at all about what we talked about? Oh, hold on, Sylvia, I muted you. Let me unmute you. Or you might have to unmute yourself.
Can
Oh,
you
there
hear
you
me?
go. Yes.
Hi there. So
Oh.
I missed the first part, so I just want to see like the ship and all. I want to see how it is, or the boat, how it is.
Yeah,
I missed
for
that
sure.
part, so
Yeah. So I will send that to you because yeah, that's really important too. And
Yeah.
we talked about like the food and the cabins, the structure,
Okay.
what the life on board and stuff. So I will share that with you later on tonight as soon as
Okay.
the recording is available. That way you can see what the ship is all about.
Great, thanks.
No problem.
I have a question.
Hi, Linda. Yes.
Okay. How many people, I'm sorry, I missed the first 15 minutes. I
Yes.
apologize. How many people are allowed to be on the ship at one time? Like what's the
100 and
max?
166 guests. So there are 83 cabins in total. So maximum capacity is 166.
Okay.
And we have 80 crew members, which means almost one crew member per cabin. So 2 per 1.
Oh, wow.
That's why we
Wow.
have such an amazing service on board and very personalized service. Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
It is. It is. It's an extraordinary experience. And like I said, like the Caribbean island, the Caribbean, this itinerary is spectacular for sure.
Yeah, with the BVIs, that's pretty
Be-
cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not your typical, like, yes, you can see some of the other islands and you can, but some of them are like Fernanda was saying that you can't really access other than in vessels like this. So
Right, smaller
Yachts
ships, right?
or all tall ships, exactly. The big cruise lines, they cannot go there. So for sure, it's a different itinerary.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you said that there was also Mediterranean cruises that they do
That's
in
correct.
the summer. Is that would be in the summer mostly?
Yes.
Correct, yes. So from April until November to March, April to October, we are in the Med. So the summertime, we are in the Med. So beginning of April, we do the crossing, we do the transatlantic, and we move all the trade ships from America to Europe. And we have itineraries all the way from Portugal to Turkey and everything in between. So some of the itineraries will focus on Italy, Spain, France, Croatia, Montenegro, Greece. So there's so much to do. Most of the itineraries are 7 nights. So like this one, 7 nights, 8 days. But we also have a little shorter ones, 5 nights, 4 nights, and longer itineraries as well, 10 and 11 nights. So, but the idea is the same. We don't have a lot of sea days. Every day you're in a different port, and we stay very long in port. So that's another difference. Especially in Europe, most of the time we stay until 8, 9, 10 p.m. on port. So you really have time to enjoy the destination.
It was very convenient to have the tender there so that you can actually leave, you can have your breakfast on board and then, take the tender down to the port, stay for a few hours and then come back. You can have lunch back on board, change, then go back for the evening and enjoy the night. It was pretty convenient because where the ship docks, it's so close that it's nothing to go back and forth in one port.
So
It's your
So-
hotel on the water, basically. Yeah.
quick question. Sorry, again,
Yeah.
I missed the first 15 minutes, so I apologize. Is that all inclusive? Like food, beverages? What's included?
Yeah, so all the meals are included. We have 6 meals per day, and we also include
Wow.
water,
6.
coffee. Yeah, 6 meals. Early breakfast,
Lord.
breakfast, lunch, snack in the afternoon, dinner, and midnight snack.
And they're
And they're
great.
all
Wow.
We had them
Michelin
all
trained
every
chefs.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Food is really a highlight of this trip, that's for sure. We
Is
also
there room service?
not in the regular, only in the owner suite you
Oh.
have room service, owner suite and category ones, but they are sold out for this sailing. Okay.
Oh,
But you're not gonna walk much. Again, it's a small ship. It's very easy. The
Wow.
restaurant is very easy to access. The bar, it's very easy. It's not a long walk to have access to the food. But if you're interested in other trips, we do have the owner suite, the deluxe, and category ones that include room service. But the other categories, we do not offer room service. Okay. So all the
Thank
meals,
you.
like I said, so accommodation, all the meals, water, coffee, and tea is available all the time. The other drinks, they're not included, but the prices are very reasonable. And I mean that I can share the menu with you just for you to have an idea. $5 a glass of wine, $5 a glass of beer. Cocktail of the day, it's around $9 now. I'm already doing the conversion because on board the pricing will be in euros, but I'm already doing the conversion for Canadian dollars. So it's really $5, $8. A glass of beautiful bottle of wine, you can start at $30, for example. So the prices for drinks are really, really not expensive. For groups, we can offer drink packages, but to be honest with you, and I always say that it's not necessarily worth it because you're going to spend a lot of the time outside at the beach, exploring, visiting. So if it's only for the meals, it's not really worth it to have a drink package, to be honest with you. All the water sports are included as well. So like I mentioned, stand-up paddles, snorkeling, water skiing, kayaking, and a small sail vessel. You can learn how to sail as well. Those are all included all the time as well, complimentary water sports and the nautical activities. So the activity, for example, climbing the mast, learn how to tie the knot, exercise classes, things like that. All the entertainment on board is also included. So it's not an all-inclusive per se, I would say, because we do not include the drinks. But other than that, it's pretty much everything included. Oh, we don't include the excursions either. Like I mentioned, you can take the excursion or not. If you want to explore on your own, you can, and it's actually very easy to do so. But if you want to take an excursions, they're not included in the pricing.
To just perspective, sorry about drinks specifically. We were there in December. We had we drank. So we had drinks and stuff and I think my bill at the end of the week was 80 euro. And yeah, I think that was
So
the
is that
higher week.
billed to your room or do you have a card? How does that work?
It's to your room. So the first day when you're doing the embarkation, they're gonna get your credit card and you're gonna be charged after the end of the trip. So you don't have to pay every single time. You just mention your cabin number and they're gonna put in your room.
Okay, great.
What is the 8% for the group, and what constitutes a group? What number?
So 4 cabins, 8 people is already a group. And it's 8% on top of those prices that you've seen. So you're gonna add 8% discount if you book from categories 2 to 6. In this case, 2 to 5 because 6 is already sold out, and owner suite and category 1 is also sold out. But from 2 to 5, you're gonna get 8% discount.
And that group, what's the minimum number for a group?
8 people.
Okay.
4 cabins, 8 people.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
So so Lisa and I have we have combined forces. So we have 16 cabins available for that sailing. So we have
16 passengers.
people. If 8 cabins,
Yes.
16 bodies basically. So we have 8 cabins available for that sailing in our collective group. For this particular sailing.
got it.
Any other questions or comments or?
Elena, where are we going next?
I felt that one coming. Treasure Island,
Sorry.
January 31st.
Start for sure, it's a good start, and
Yeah.
then after you can
Yeah.
do the math, for sure you're gonna go
Yeah.
back.
if you're interested in this particular sailing, we can talk about like the prices are there. If you're interested in other types of sailings, like other itineraries, different times of year, this particular price point and this particular itinerary is like we literally like got off the ship and we secured the group because that's the impact that it had, like literally like days later. Because we wanted to share that experience with others because it was extraordinary. If this particular time of year works for you, which is such a perfect time of year, which is why we chose it, the 31st of December, like at that point, we've already been like in winter for like 2 to 3, potentially longer months. And it's like, oh my gosh, get me out of here. Christmas is over. There's nothing really to look forward to. So this is like the perfect time, we feel like for a Caribbean getaway. If that does not work for you, then we can look at other dates. But if it does, I think like it's an extraordinary price point. It's an extraordinary itinerary. And like I said, we can do like a day or two prior, which I would absolutely do in Saint Martin. And then I would even do a day or two after. We did a day prior, which was fantastic. We left the day of, like the day, and I wish we had stayed an extra night. That way you can, like, it would just be a little bit of more relaxed. But I would do a minimum of 1 to 2 nights before and at least one night after, which we can also take care of.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. So if you have any other questions, even after this call, feel free to reach out to Lisa or myself. But I will share the recording with you guys with Sylvia.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, with
Thank you.
Sylvia and Linda, because I know you guys missed the beginning. And that's it. Let's get sailing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And thank you, Fernanda,
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
for your time and for the amazing information.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Elena.
much.
Thank you, Lisa.
Take care.
Thank you,
Yes.
everyone.
See you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.